Greetings everyone, and welcome to our Freeing the Spirit practice for this week. You've probably noticed the weather is warming outside, and we're just a couple of weeks and a few days away from the beginning of spring. And though winter is still here, nature is starting to emerge in the ways that it does at this time of year. And so we thought for our Freeing the Spirit practice this week, we would reflect on all of the qualities in the past year that got us right to where we are now. And so words come to mind like hope, faith, peace, love, and belief. These words have filled our experiences, our courage, our coping, our meeting all of the challenges of the past year. And with these qualities in our life, we've been able to get to this point where spring is just about to arrive. And with that, so many hopeful things on the horizon. With the vaccine arriving in our communities, there is hope that we can begin to return to some of the experiences that are most valuable and meaningful for us. Most importantly, coming together in person, in groups, and gathering in circles is something that we have all missed. And so there is hope, faith, and belief that peace and love together as a community will soon be realized once again in person. And so I thought for today's reflection we would share some quotes about hope. So let's begin. The first one comes from a gentleman named Brad Henry. You may know him or not. He's a U.S. governor. And he says, "A good teacher can inspire hope, ignite the imagination, and instill a love of learning." And the reason I chose to begin with that is because the use of the two words hope and imagination together, what we can imagine or dream of, is what we place hope within. And we live within that hope and the image of what we hope for that allows us to get through difficult times. We have a vision for the light at the end of the tunnel, to use a phrase we hear often. And so hope and imagination are often inspired together. Our next quote comes from Michelle Obama, former First Lady. She says, "You may not always have a comfortable life, and you will not always be able to solve all of the world's problems. But don't ever underestimate the importance you can have, because history has shown us that courage can be contagious and hope can take on a life of its own." And I chose that quote because of the words courage and hope shared together. Sometimes it does take courage to have hope, because the vision, the imagination for what we want or wish for in the light at the end of the tunnel sometimes can't be quite seen yet, and so we do have to have courage to trust, have faith, and develop hope for that belief down the road. And so we have imagination and hope, we have courage and hope. Our next quote from Jonas Salk. "Hope lies in dreams, in imagination, and in the courage of those who dare to make dreams into reality." And here we have the word dreams combined with imagination, combined with the word courage, and combine that to feed our hope. Hope lies in dreams, imagination, and courage. And why I chose this one as being so important to us right now is Jonas Salk, you may know, many years ago, successfully created the polio vaccine through his work as a scientist and a doctor. And so with hope and with dreams, with imagination and courage to do something we had never done before, our scientific community has created a vaccine which now we are privileged to begin receiving. And finally, a quote from Emily Dickinson, great poet and writer, and she writes, "Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all." This is a line that opens a famous poem entitled "Hope is the Thing with Feathers." And I'll read that to you in a moment. But I'll ask you to give some thought in today's practice. What is it in your life that brings hope to you? What do you value? What do you dream of? What do you imagine is possible for you? Perhaps it's something new in your life. Perhaps it's something you've previously valued that has been missing in this year that you hope and look forward to and have faith in returning to. What is it that nurtures hope in you? And when we do that, we nurture all of these qualities that we began our conversation with today: hope and faith and love and peace and belief. When we combine these qualities in our life, it brings us comfort. It brings us some assurity. Even though we sometimes can feel like it's dreaming, it's important that we do this. It's important that we have a clear idea of what we value and what we want, what we hope for. So I'm going to leave you with 2 poems. The first is Hope is a Thing with Feathers by Emily Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chilliest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. So this poem for me speaks of the security that even in a storm, hope can prevail. And also that even in the most challenging moment, in the chilliest of lands or on the strangest of seas, as she writes, hope does not ask anything of us. It simply asks us to be. And so that's a beautiful poem by Emily Dickinson. And we're going to close with one that is both hopeful for this time, but also for this season. Hope in spring. And this poem is entitled Spring. Spring appears in whispers and hushed tones as the bellowing winter bows away. Drowsy flowers come to attention, waking from their sleep, yawning. With heads turned upwards towards the maestro called sun, I watch with anticipation as the concert begins. I find this poem to be full of beautiful imagery, most notably the coming alive of nature, and at the center of that, the maestro being the sun, warming everything around us, warming our hearts and warming all in nature so that it can come alive again in spring. And so with this warmer weather, we can all look forward to the months ahead and the coming alive, the rebirthing of spring, but also the reemergence of hope within us for a beautiful summer ahead, one filled with, most importantly, opportunities to gather in person, we hope, with one another and share in some beautiful experiences in the months ahead. I'm going to share a song with you now, which will be followed by Kathleen's Mindful Moment, which continues to reflect on these qualities of hope, faith, peace, love, and belief. The song we're going to share is one familiar to us by Erica Einerson. She shared it with us last year. It's entitled I Am Love. And following that and Kathleen's Mindful Moment, you can continue on with the playlist that is inspired by our theme today. I wish you well. May the days ahead be filled with hope and faith and love and peace for you. May you believe in the affirmation of spring coming forward. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.
The sun came out, it reminded me, familiar summer breeze, it reminded me that I do feel at home. When you made me laugh, it reminded me all those times we had, they reminded me that I'm loved and have been loved before. When I say thank you for the smile on my face, those are the things that scare me. They seem to wash away, and I'm here, I'm safe, I'm loved. The coffee in the morning reminded me, along with the smell of rain, it reminded me the little moments are now bigger than they were before. When you shared your tunes, it reminded me we sat under the moon. It reminded me that all we need is kindness, warmth, and a little light. When I say thank you for the smile on my face, those are the things that scare me. They seem to wash away, and I'm here, I'm safe, I'm loved. I'm here, I'm safe, and I'm loved. I'm here, I'm safe, and I'm loved. I'm here, I'm safe, and I'm loved.
Hello everyone, thank you for joining me for this week's Freeing the Spirit experience. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. So this week we take time to reflect on hope, faith, love, peace, and belief. So qualities that have all touched us in some way or another through this challenging year. I found this meditation script online by Alice Anasheka Nasiman, and I thought I would share it with you as it's quite fitting. So let's begin by getting into a comfortable position wherever you may be, and you can close your eyes or lower your gaze. In a world so filled with brokenness and sorrow, it would be easy to lose ourselves in never-ending grief, to be choked by our outrage, to be paralyzed by the enormity of suffering, to feel our hearts squeezed tight with hopelessness. Instead, in this moment, let us breathe together as we hold our hearts open. Breathing in as our hearts fill with compassion. Breathing out as we pray for healing in our world and in our lives. Breathing in, opening ourselves to the transforming power of love. Breathing out as we pray for peace in our world and in our lives. Breathing in as we hold hope in our hearts. Breathing out as we pray for justice in our world and in our lives. May we know our strength. May our love flow from us into this world. Breathing in, we are the healing. Breathing in, we are the love. Breathing out, we are the peace. Breathing in, we are the hope. Breathing out, we are the justice. May we know our strength. May we be filled with courage. May our love flow from us into this world. And there is your mindful moment for this week. I hope you are able to take some time to reflect what these feelings mean to you, and how they have challenged us and gotten us through this challenging year. So until then, take care of yourself and take care of one another. I'll see you next time. Bye.